Hello, my lovely readers. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Adrija, and I hope you guys are doing well. Today we are doing a mid-year book tag challenge. I have picked most of these questions from Larry's video, but I've also added some of mine to suit the kind of books that I've read. So far, I've read 15 books, which is half of my yearly reading goal. So I will answer these questions accordingly. Grab a snack or a drink and let's begin. The first question is, favorite new author, debut or new to you? My answer would be Abby Jimenez. I read just for the summer and I am hooked. I love the characters, I love the friendship, and I love the romance. This was all in all a great package. Least favorite book you've read so far in 2026? That would be Greek Lessons by Han Kang. This book did not deliver what it promised. I'll read you guys the blurb. From one of the finest writers on the international scene today, this love letter to human intimacy and connection. The intertwined stories of two fugitive souls. One, a woman who has lost the ability to speak, and the other, her Greek teacher, a man on the edge of losing his sight. As the lonely teacher finds himself drawn to the silent woman, we discover a deeper pain that binds them, rooted in their families, their histories, their pasts. And as the novel unfolds, their stories begin to touch and their voices to interact with startling beauty. As they move from darkness to light and from silence to expression before merging in a profound sense of unity. Now, after reading the blurb, I expected a story of soulful connection between two people struggling with their disabilities and their respective conflicts in their lives. But ironically, the connection was missing. The characters don't even interact in any meaningful way until the very end of the book. And that was just disappointing. This was one of my highly anticipated reads of 2026, and unfortunately, it was a letdown for me. A new release you haven't read yet, but you want to. Yesteryear by Caro Claiborne. I've only heard good things about this book. I'll read you guys the blurb. Natalie lives a perfect traditional life, and her followers are sick with envy. Her charming farmhouse on her working ranch is artfully cluttered. Her husband is a handsome cowboy, and her homemade sourdough bowls are each more beautiful than the last. So what if there are nannies and producers and industrial-grade ovens behind the scene? What her followers don't know won't hurt them. Then one morning, Natalie wakes up in a strange, horrible version of reality. Her home, her husband, her children, they're all familiar, but something is off. Is this a hoax? A reality show? A test from God? Natalie knows just two things for sure. This isn't her perfect life, and she must escape by any means possible. I am so interested about the whole time travel thing and just the plot in general. I am so excited about this one. The next question is the most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I am so excited for The Private Correspondence by Casey McQuiston. It is a complimentary epistolary novella for the Red, White and Royal Blue. It comes out in December and I can't wait to get my hands on it. I am so excited. I genuinely cannot tell you guys how excited I am. What is a book that surprised you? Piranesi by Susanna Clarke took me by surprise. The general consensus about this book is that you should go into it blind, and I believe the same. This is one of those books where the less you know about it, the more you're going to enjoy it. At times, this book reads straight up like a fever dream. This is magical, mysterious, and has just the right amount of whimsy in it. A book that made you cry. I would again bring out Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This book had such good emotional scenes. Now, I didn't cry. I don't think I really cried. I might have teared up a little bit, but this book does have some really good emotional scenes in it. A book that made you happy. That would be Miss Bennet, Christmas at Pemberley by Lauren Gunderson and Margot Melkin. It is a spin-off of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. It's a sweet and short audiobook that gives Mary Bennet a well-deserved chance at romance. The narrators did such a good job. It's cozy and it felt like a natural continuation of the 2005 movie. The most beautiful book you've bought or received so far this year. I would like to show you guys this one. This is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. The cover is absolutely stunning. What is a book you reread so far this year? That would be The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. This is my favorite play of all time. I reread this before watching the National Theatre's production. It was up on their YouTube channel for a week in March, and the production was perfection. It was delightfully vibrant. The colors, the costumes, the acting, everything was on point. It was so full of life. It was exactly how something like this should be performed. And well, it is my favorite play, so if you guys want to read it, you should. What are you currently reading? I am over halfway through The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. The next question is, what is a book that you have read that you would love to see adapted into a movie or TV show? I think The Bandit Queens by Parini Shroff has great potential to be adapted into a limited TV series. This book has the right amount of drama and the right amount of wit for that. The next question is, what is a book that you read that made you adjust your perspective? Now, I have two books for this. The first one is All About Love by Bell Hooks, and the other is The Court of Dead by Rick Riordan and Marco Shiro. Now, All About Love taught me so much about love. It gave me an entirely fresh and hopeful perspective about love, if I'm being honest. And The Court of Dead taught me that there is always scope for change, that you can always unlearn and relearn things, that it's okay to change your opinions and views based on newer information, that it is difficult but is never impossible. What is a book you thought would be a quick read but wasn't? That would be Lady Chatterley's Lover by D.H. Lawrence. This book isn't even 300 pages. I thought this was going to be a quick read, but at times this book is really boring, which seems to be intentional on the author's part to reflect the main character's boredom because of the isolation that she faces. But it did slow me down a lot of times, and that's why it took me a whole lot longer than I expected it to. Finally, the most important question of this video. Favorite book you've read so far in 2026? I think it's a tie between The Orestia by Aeschylus and Blake Crouch's Dark Matter. I don't know which one I liked the most. I was thoroughly enraptured by both of them. That's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do let me know your views on any of these books that you might have read. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, happy reading.